and during their 3 minutes at the podium, the speaker and council will be able to see a steady green light indicating the speaker's 3 minutes has begun. When the speaker has 30 seconds left, a steady yellow light will appear, allowing them to thoughtfully sum up their remarks to council. And once the speaker has reached 3 minutes, a red light will appear and the timer will beep once. So we are following suit with some other cities, including Swim, who've chosen to use electronic timers during public comment. And the feedback we've received from Swim about their use has been very positive. The timer's purpose is primarily to assist speakers and to ensure a fair and equitable allocation of time to all citizens. I will note that it is a wireless device administered from where I'm sitting, so we have not completely eliminated human error. So I thank you in advance for any glitches we might have as we're beginning to learn how to use it. Thank you.
And from my perspective too, and I think for each of us in council, it will permit, it is intended to permit us to focus exclusively on your remarks as you offer them at the podium and not be looking at the clock, because we want to be attentive and listen carefully to what you have to say. So, I'll also make note, as adopted by Council Rules and Procedure recently, and on those of you who have signed up on the sheet, it asked the question, are you a city of Port Angeles resident or business owner? A number of you have written yes, 2 of you have written no. We are going to follow that procedure to ask, and I will refer to this, and those of you who are members, residents of the community or business owner will be provided the opportunity to speak first, regardless of how long this list will be. So with that said, it's now going to be 6:10. We'll hold this first public comment period to an amount at the time of 15 minutes up to 6:25. And with that said, the first individual is Rick Getty. Please come forward and for the record, state your name and your address.
My name is Rick Getty. My address is 536 South Agri Road, that's outside city limits. I'm a business owner in the city of Los Angeles. Our business is the New Moon Craft Tavern at 130 South Limit. I'm here to speak about a parking issue that we've had there that was exacerbated several weeks ago. Several weeks ago, we came out to find that a curb in front of our business and the adjacent business had been painted red. And we don't have a lot of parking on that side of the street anyway. And to have that happen, especially with absolutely no warning, was disconcerting. We had some talks with the public police director, and the issue was alleviated, but it still upsets me that we were given no notice at all that it did occur. And what also bothers me about it is that we were told that it was done as a public safety issue, but in fact, it made the area less safe. There was a complaint that from some residents on 2nd Street that when large delivery trucks were parked in that area, they could not see well around without inching out and craning the neck. Well, large delivery trucks do come from time to time, but the fact is that if you block up that area so nobody can park on that side of the street, that means that people have to park across the street, which means they're crossing Lincoln. In that area, it's about 6 blocks down from the nearest stoplight, and people are going pretty quickly. If you want more people to put themselves at risk crossing that crosswalk, particularly at night, then eliminating the parking on the safe side of the road is the way to do it. So I think that was kind of a wrong-headed approach. And again, we're talking about the Constitution today. One of the primary tenets of the Constitution is that we've got representation of government. I would have liked that we'd been told about this ahead of time and we had a chance to weigh in on the merits of it. Now, if we want to improve the safety of the intersection, I think the way to do it might be to put some better light on that crosswalk. And crossing back and forth late at night or wearing dark clothing can be quite dangerous. One last bit, I have driven up Lincoln looking at where all the curbs are painted in similar situations coming off of 3rd, 5th, 6th and going up. It seems like all the way up Lincoln on the west side, you've got about 1 car length, maybe 1.5 car lengths of curb that's been painted red, except for that one curb in front of our business. And I'd like to know exactly why that is, why we were singled out. So, if anyone wants to look into that, I'd appreciate it. Take my time about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the list is Peggy Gortia. I may have mispronounced that, I'm sorry.
Good evening, my name is Peggy Getty. My address is 536 South Ivy Creek Road. I am a co-owner of the Newland Craft Tavern at 130 South Ivy. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of Mr. Troy Mann, who is the owner of the Fitness West business, which is in the same building as ours at 114 South Ivy. So I would like to read his letter. My name is Troy Mann, and I am the owner, not Troy Mann, I am the owner of Fitness West located at 114 South Lincoln Street. Sorry, I am unable to attend the meeting tonight, but I have previous commitments with youth sports that take priority. I would like to express my concern in regard to the situation involving 2nd Street and parking on Lincoln Street. It is my opinion that the poor planning and execution of this project could have been prevented, and I would like to continue the communication in order to devise a plan that can be agreeable to the majority. I would really be disappointed if this issue gets swept under the rug and is not addressed. As a business owner in this area, I feel that we should be building bridges with the city, and we should be working together to create a better environment. Please do not ignore this issue, since it is quite obvious multiple community members and businesses are affected by the choices that are made. Please feel free to contact me, and he gives contact information. I believe you all have a copy of this letter.
I'll provide a copy.
Okay. And I should say this is in regards to the parking situation on Lincoln Street that you're getting just addressed. Thank you.
Thank you. Ann Dalton.
Hello, I'm Ann Dalton. I live at 1037 Grant Avenue here in Port Angeles, and I am on the board of the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center. And I'm here today to thank the council members and the Lodging Tax Committee for their grant of $12,000 this year toward Paint the Peninsula. Because of their generosity, we were able to reach a higher level of artists than we have in the past. We increased our visitation to the Fine Arts Center during the event, and we sold double the number of paintings than we did last year. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the population who applied to come to our beautiful city. They represented China, Hawaii, 24 other states, and 3 Canadian provinces. Our fame is spreading. Everyone wants to come here because of the beauty of the area. I think the increase in awards also helped. We had $12,000 in awards this year, and last year $4,000. Everybody spoke about how wonderful the event was and how much they loved the scenery of our area. So because of the grant that you provided, we were able to expand our program and make this area of the world better known. And many of those artists can't wait to come back. So thank you for your generosity.
Thank you. David Mulgrew.
David Mabry, 1014 Georgiana Street. I am a Port Angeles resident. I love diversity, inclusion, and harmony. My wish is that we nurture and grow these ideals. I hate bullying, bigotry, and racism. My wish is that we tear these trees of hate out by their roots so they will grow no more. Long ago, a leash was created separating us from beasts. This rule of respect created our society of ladies and gentlemen. We seem to have lost some ideals. I am here to change. I encourage your right to stand outside and protest with 1,000 people and 1,000 signs. Respect my right to ignore you and pass by. Protest signs are not and should not be allowed in chambers, not because of you or what they say. It is because I am sitting behind you and I cannot see. Rule of respect. Your right to speak is here at this podium. Sign up, stand here, and spew your First Amendment. If you feel the need to inject profanity, you're right. Speaking outside of public comment, profane statements to and about people isn't your right. It is just rude and insulting. Rule of respect. I set the standards for staff and council much higher. Nicer dress, nicer speech, nicer to others, and yes, use no profanity. If you feel the need to learn law and/or drama, enroll in classes at college. I need a team that works, compromises, and moves this community forward. Now, Deputy Mayor Sherry Kidd is a highly respected member of this community and has spent decades giving of herself for this community. As I said before, she is above all else a lady. She abruptly gabbled out at council meeting after being insulted repeatedly. The lady left, and the gentleman gaze followed, upon conferring with the city attorney. Rule of respect. Someone disagreed and filed a complaint. They're right. A law knowledgeable panel determined that 95% of what she did was appropriate and also acknowledged her stature. The remaining 5% was procedural, recommending a verbal admonishment. Now, 2 council felt no foul, 2 council felt finding appropriate, and 2 council went for the jugular. I recommend that the finding be read, that Deputy Mayor Kidd acknowledge its reading, and we move forward as a community. Anything more would be considered drama and crossing the border into bullying. If you feel disenfranchised from this, whether you are public or council, I strongly urge you to call the Washington State Attorney General's office and speak to them about filing a complaint. Read the finding, acknowledge the finding, move on.
Thank you. Matt Cleveland?
Mike Liver, 316 Power Plant Road. This is going to happen to me. I've been asked to read a statement by Marie McKean, who is a general manager of the same business that the 2 parties share. Recently spoke about the parking issue. So, unfortunately, I don't have that email yet, and I don't have it printed off. I promise that I'll do that tomorrow and give it to Jennifer so that you can have it to look at some future time. So I apologize for that. I just got the message at 5:45, so I was hoping I would get it on the way here, and so far I have not. However, I have a green light, so I'll speak for myself as a patron of the New Moon Tavern, and also a business owner in the past on the Boulevard, who had the very same thing happen with the red parking handout. I got there early in the morning and saw the city crew and was able to stop them. But had I not, they would have taken away all my parking for most of my delivery trucks, but some of my customers too. I was able to get the city to reconsider and to do what they really needed to do, which was put a street light over the intersection right there at Eunice as it goes downhill and Lawrence Boulevard. I'm referring to the old Market Basket Grocery, because that was a very dangerous intersection at times. And they did put a light in there, and they did not paint the curb red, although I think later on, after we left there, I think they may have, so I could be speaking out of turn right now. I'm not sure what color it is at this moment, but I know when I was there, they were going to paint it out with no notice to me whatsoever. And I think it's a travesty that happened at the Moon. I think that's really bad for business. I don't see what's benefit to anybody. but possibly a few people up on Second Street. I had a very good conversation with the city engineer, and I gave him suggestions about making, Second Street a one-way street, to the west only, and changing the angle of the parking, which I think works just fine. Again, I apologize to you for not having, Marie McKean's statement. I hope to have here tonight, and I know she did too. She was laid up tonight from injury, so I volunteered to read it, but unfortunately, I don't have it yet. Thank you very much.
Last, Scott Kennedy. Dr. Scott Kennedy.
Good evening, Scott Kennedy, 136 Old Black Diamond. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council. I want to start by saying I really respect the work of this council, the work of the city government, and someday I'll come with a different issue. But as the official group with the authority to decide whether or not to provide the benefit of community water fluoridation in Port Angeles, the city council last month on August 2nd did decide to suspend fluoridation of the city's water supply for 14 to 15 months, awaiting a vote. Community water fluoridation does remain the most cost-effective way to deliver fluoride to people of all ages, education levels, and income levels who live in the community. 15 months without fluoridated water is about half of a lifetime for a 2.5-year-old child. Fluoride does benefit children and adults throughout their lives, and children younger than 8, fluoride helps strengthen the adult permanent teeth that are developing under the gums. For adults, drinking water with fluoride supports tooth enamel, keeping teeth strong and healthy. The health benefits of fluoride includes having fewer cavities, less severe cavities, less need for fillings and removing teeth, less pain and suffering because of tooth decay, and it saves money for families. So by this decision to suspend fluoridation, we really have removed benefits of fluoridation for many important parts of the community. And I know you're very aware of these benefits. And I know that the city council is planning to put out information to inform that fluoridation has been suspended. Because this benefit of decreased risk is being taken away, or has been taken away, I would respectfully request that the council quote public health information in the information that goes out to the public about the increased risk of cavities that comes with unfluoridated water. And I would request that respectfully. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This will conclude our first public comment period in our meeting this evening. There will be a second public comment period later on in the evening, following item L.
I'd like, if I could, for just a moment to respond to a couple of the folks that spoke to us today. Especially the folks from the New Moon and their representation from Mr. Mann. I want to thank you for coming and talking and sharing that frustration with you. I'm sorry that that happened to you. I wanted to let you know too that Mr. Mann had contacted, I'm not sure all of us, but I know I received an email from him, and I thank him for that. That's one of the reasons we're here, and if you have questions and things like that, I would encourage you to contact us. I believe within the first day we had a meeting with the city manager, and always somewhat partially resolved that problem. Didn't answer the question of why it happened, but I understand that 2 of the 3 parking places were reinstated right away, so hopefully that helped a little bit. And there is certainly a willingness to fix these type of frustrations when they occur. I was hoping that perhaps Director Bolton, if he felt appropriate to maybe respond from his perspective, so we could have hopefully a little more closure towards that.
I'd ask that we save that. I'd actually, Mr. Gase, if we could, I'd like to bring this up and add it to tonight's agenda. I would actually like to get in on this conversation as well as probably some other council members, if you wouldn't mind.
That's okay.
Thank you.